The life of Recca Hanabishi. Recca is the main protagonist of the anime series, Flame of Recca. He was an ordinary schoolboy who loved fighting around the streets. He loves anything related to ninjas. He was living a normal life until he discovered his real identity. Recca has brown, black medium-length spiky hair. He wears a traditional ninja top along with white pants in the tournament. As a regular boy, he was seen wearing his black uniform and a cap. He has a metal arm brace with a drawing of a black flame that he wears in his right arm. This brace was also worn by Recca's father.
One day Recca found out that he is not an ordinary boy when his birth mother appeared and claimed that he is her one and only son. His mother's name is Kujiro. Kujiro traveled through time to find her son so that she could reunite with him and make sure that he is safe. Kujiro came from the past, 400 years ago, where ninjas roamed the land. She came from a clan called the Hokage, and was married to the leader of their clan, who also happens to be Recca's real father. During the war, the enemies wiped out the rest of their clan, but Kujiro was able to escape with Recca. During this time, he was just an infant. Kujiro learned a forbidden ninja technique which allows the user to create a portal that transports anyone to another time. Even though she knew the risks that came with it, Kujiro performed the jutsu anyway. This was to save Recca's life. She transported Recca to the future so he could continue to live. She didn't know what time in the future exactly, so she had to travel every year to find him. With the technique she used, she became cursed with immortality. For a lot of characters in other anime series, immortality seems to be something that some characters seek. But in this specific anime, it's a curse. Kujiro still feels pain physically, but she can never die. She's seen people dying around her. What agony, right? 400 years of tormenting agony. Fast forwarding to present time, she finally found Recca. Personality. Recca appears to be, at first, a teenager who is obsessed with anything related to ninjas. He has promised that to anyone who defeats him in battle, he will become their personal ninja. He regularly gets into street fights, and is well known for doing so in school and in his neighborhood. After promising to become the ninja of Unagi Sakoshida, he becomes completely devoted to her, and is sometimes even overprotective, however his intentions are always in the right place. Recca is however at times very cocky and overconfident, believing he can defeat any opponent, especially when it involves Unagi, which has caused some friction between him and his friends, most often Tokia. However, this was solved when he learned not to be overly reliant on the power of his fire dragons. Despite his hot-headed demeanor, Recca is not above showing compassion, even to his enemies. This especially holds true for those who he sees have encountered similar hardships as he has, such as Neon and Razin. This trait has also led to him befriending former opponents who have in turn become his allies and friends, most notably.
Born as the second son of Oka, Recca was declared as the successor of the Hokage clan, whereas his half-brother, Kure, was deemed a cursed child. 1 year after his birth, in a fit of jealousy, Kure attacked Recca, causing a scar on his cheek. As a result, Kure was thrown into prison. Some time after the attack that same year, Oda Nobunaga attacked the Hokage village in order to obtain the clan's set of mystical weapons, Madogu. Oka died fighting to defend the village, and in the midst of battle, Recca's mother Kajiro took him to the woods. She used the forbidden spell Jikuryuri to create a time portal. After she gave him the Teku to protect him from his flames, she threw Recca to the portal, hoping that he'll grow up in a peaceful era. However, Kure, who broke away from the prison in the midst of chaos, also jumped into the portal. As a result of using the forbidden spell, Kajiro was granted a curse of immortality.
Part in story. Present day. Recca was thrown into the present day, and was found by a fireworks manufacturer Shigeo Hanabishi, who incidentally had the similar hothead attitude of Oka. Shigeo adopted Recca as his own son. From that day forward, Recca lived like the usual boy of his age, going to school and such. But he enjoyed fighting, and wasn't really a good student despite being able to graduate every year. Due to his birth origin as a ninja, he adores ninja in the present day and dreams to be one, to the point that people refer to him as a ninja maniac. His record of fighting can be called impressive, as he never suffered any loss at all, using his agility, fireworks borrowed from Shigeo and ninja knowledge to surprise his opponents. He has 2 friends as well as bitter rivals, Ira Kurisawa and Domon Ishijima. However, they never defeat Recca, even though he always gives an incentive to anyone who fights him, saying, "If you defeat me, I will be your personal ninja."
Recca saves Unagi one day. While walking in the park after going home from school, he saw a girl named Unagi. Recca saves her from falling metal poles when she was with some schoolchildren at a building site, and she heals him, and then she reveals the truth to him about her healing powers. Recca made up his mind and suddenly made Unagi his master, calling her princess. However, in the anime he did not know about the flame power and only used it for the first time in his fight with Kage Hushi. Soon, Kajiro appeared in front of them, taking a new name as Kage Hushi. She pretended to be hostile with Recca and caused harm to both him and Unagi, saying that only Recca's flame can kill her. After seeing that Recca was so devoted to Unagi, Kage Hushi let them go.
Recca fighting Fuko. Recca would later have to deal with his former rivals, Domon and especially Fuko, who was quite surprised that he easily made Unagi his master without her even putting up a fight. Fuko went a bit extreme and attempted to attack Unagi. However, Recca defeated her and said that he chose Unagi as his master because she fits my imagination as a princess's. Later Fuko went missing, but suddenly she called him to come at night to school. It turned out that Kage how she manipulated her with a Madogu, Fujin, which she easily mastered. Domon later came to help and Recca managed to snap Fuko back to her senses, after tearing her clothes and afterwards being punched by Domon and Fuko and being called a. Soon, Recca's friendship with Unagi, Fuko and Domon started to develop, and the latter two acknowledged that Unagi is Recca's rightful master. Recca also found out that Unagi works part-time as a comic artist to entertain kindergarten children. However, he soon met his senior Tokia Mikagami, who told him to stay away from Unagi. As they argued, Mikagami revealed his Madogu, the water sword Ensui. Recca was defeated and Mikagami stated that if he cared about Unagi, he would stay away from her. Distraught, Recca did as Mikagami said and distanced himself from Unagi, losing his usual spirit. Fuko and Domon later convinced Recca to apologize to Unagi, and he got back to his senses. He confronted Mikagami in the mirror house inside an amusement park. Using his battle instinct, he managed to trick and defeat Mikagami. He later made a vow to commit suicide in case he failed to protect Unagi, but Mikagami dismissed it, saying that he'd kill Recca himself in case such a thing happened.